If you found this video, we have been in the same boat, repeating affirmations day in and day out, and nothing actually shifts, nothing actually really happens. Just robotically saying things in the morning and at night, but nothing actually feels like it's seeping in because the sync between the mind and the body is just off. It's just not there. So no matter how many times I actually repeat the affirmations, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like I'm actually getting anywhere. So today I want to show you a 40-second energy medicine technique called the temporal tap, which will help you literally install a new belief, a change, a shift into your nervous system and your body. So if you're ready to make affirmations feel more embodied, more real, and actually get you somewhere, watch this till the end. Hi, this is Aditi. I talk about all things personal growth, manifestation, healing, transformation, feminine energy, mind body connection, and all those things to help you level up and live your best life. So, if that sounds like something you're interested in, do subscribe and stick around. Now, what you can use this for is literally anything. It is great for any sort of change in the mind, in the body, or in your life. So, some examples would be any sort of habit change, maybe quitting smoking, maybe quitting emotional eating, maybe losing weight, maybe your mindset about money changing and shifting that, maybe about improving your focus, stopping procrastinating, maybe increasing your metabolism so you lose weight, or whatever your goal is. Literally, if you can use an affirmation for it, you can use the temporal tap for it. So, some ways that I have personally used the temporal tap in my life, to give you some examples, are to reduce anxiety and guilt around food. So, I would have a lot of mental chatter and mental noise about what is good, what is bad, what to eat, what not to eat. And, it would just create too much of anxiety. So, I used this technique to reduce all of that and to be able to eat anything freely and with peace and with ease. I also used it to build confidence, to be comfortable being seen, to be able to be confident when recording videos, when talking to the camera. I also used it to release that perfectionism tendency, and I also used it to heal one particular money block. So I'm going to quickly show it to you, and then I'll explain how you can do it too. So this is what it looks like. I no longer feel guilty and anxious around food. I no longer feel guilty and anxious around food. I no longer feel guilty and anxious around food. I eat everything freely and my body just takes care of it. I eat everything freely and my body just takes care of it. I eat everything freely and my body just takes care of it. That's it. It literally just takes 40 seconds. By the way, if these kind of body based tools are something that you're drawn towards, we are doing exactly that in my new course, Body Wisdom. We're going to be learning all body based tools, from energy medicine, somatic work, nervous system regulation, EFT, all of these body based tools and techniques that you can use to do anything, to change habits, to live a better life, to feel more alive, to feel more joyful, to manifest things, all of it. So if you would like to join when this opens, you can sign up for the waitlist with the link below. So I'm going to walk you through the technique step by step. Now, of course, because I'm explaining how it works and we're going to go through the process, it's going to take a little bit of more time. But you literally saw me do the technique, and it took 40 seconds. So that's literally how much time it takes. But of course, the setup, the understanding the process will take a little bit while. So stay with me, because once you get this, it is magic. It is so beautiful, so powerful, and it can be used for literally anything. So I mean, it's a great tool to have in your toolkit, whether for yourself or whether for someone you're working with, or literally for anything. I'm just a big fan of energy medicine and these tools that you can use. So the number one thing is to decide your goal, of course, right? Now, why this is important is that we often have multiple goals. So, if my goal is probably to lose weight, there will be multiple sub goals inside it, right? Maybe it is also to eat healthy, maybe it is to increase my metabolism, maybe it is to be comfortable with the mirror. All of these are kind of sub goals, or are sort of related goals, and I don't want to overwhelm my nervous system with taking all of it. So I want to get very clear on only one part of the bigger goal that I'm working with. Don't pick everything. Simpler is better. Simpler actually works. Okay, so you want to do one thing for about 1 to 2 weeks and then shift to the next layer, to the next sub goal that you have, because there will anyway be overlap between goals, and when you work with one, the other gets better automatically. So you want to state your end goal very clearly. For example, I want to look in the mirror and feel great about myself. Okay, so that is your end goal. Now what you're then going to do is to negatively frame it and tap it on the left side. So the meaning of the sentence will still stay positive, will still stay according to what you actually want, but you're going to use a negative phrase such as I no longer, or I don't, or my body doesn't, or something that starts with a negative wording, even though the meaning is still positive. So, taking the same example, it would be something like, I no longer criticize myself when I look in the mirror, or I no longer feel uncomfortable looking in the mirror. Okay, so you're going to frame it negatively and you're going to tap it on the left side. So, you're going to tap it on this temporal side here. Okay, you're going to just tap it about 5 to 6 times, and you don't want to tap it really lightly where you're just barely touching. You want to apply a little bit of pressure, and you're going to do it 5 to 6 times while repeating your sentence, such as I no longer feel uncomfortable looking in the mirror. If you like my help forming your tapping statements or finding words that feel right to you, because that is extremely important, extremely crucial, and something I'll talk about as well in the later part of the video. If you would like my help with that, you can comment below the goal that you're working with, and I'll help you find some right words to tap onto your left or right side. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to positively frame it and tap it on the right side. So, same goal, but you're going to now frame it positively, which is usually how affirmations are, right? So, taking the same example of feeling comfortable while looking in the mirror, my statement could be, I love looking at myself in the mirror, or I feel so much love for myself when I look in the mirror. So, anything that feels right and authentic, uh, you want to pick that sentence and you will tap that on the right side. It is very important to use words that come to you naturally, that actually make you feel good and make you feel like you're moving in the right direction. So give it some thought. Don't use ChatGPT to form your sentences. You can take suggestions and you can, ask it to come up with creative sentences, but pick something that is your natural way of speaking, or something that really resonates with you. But you're going to pick two sentences that you will keep repeating multiple times. Okay, you don't want to keep changing your sentence when you're working with one particular thing. You want to make sure you're sticking to that same thing, because repetition is key. Which brings me to the frequency. So you want to do this 4 times a day at least. Maybe three is also okay, four is great. And what I love doing is pairing it with my meals. So breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. Right before or right after the meal, I'm just going to quickly tap. It anyway just takes 30 seconds, because then I don't forget. Otherwise, throughout the day, finding 4 times to tap is can be a little overwhelming. But if you just pair it with your meals, it's just so easy to remember and just gets done. Now, you might be thinking, why are we doing this? Why are we doing a negative sentence on one side and a positive sentence on one side? So I'm not going to get too much into the explanation, too much into the theory. But the point is that the left side of the brain, the left hemisphere, is naturally more skeptical. It notices things more analytically, more logically. It notices what needs to change, what needs to stop. That is why we're using a negatively worded statement where I no longer, or my body doesn't anymore, or something that is not happening anymore. while the right side of the brain is more receptive, it's more intuitive, it's more allowing of new things, which is why we are using a positively worded statement so that it can take that new pattern in. And together, when you're doing this, you are firstly you're loosening the grip of the old pattern, and then you are strengthening the concept of the new pattern, right? So that is exactly why it works so well and so much more better than just repeating affirmations. And you're also involving the body with it, it is sort of seeping right in. But don't overthink it, just give it a try and see for yourself if something shifts, because there's really no harm in doing this. It is extremely easy, you don't need any fancy things to get started right away. Now, some very important rules when it comes to the temporal tap that you want to make sure of, because these will decide whether this works for you or it doesn't, right? So the first and the most important one is you want to keep your focus right while tapping. So when you're tapping and you're saying your statements, your mental images should be positive as well. You can't be tapping in that I am losing weight or I'm looking a certain way, and while you're thinking of how ugly you looked in that dress, or you're thinking about how fat you actually are, or you're thinking about how disgusted you feel when you look at yourself in the mirror, right? So your mental images are way more powerful than the words you are saying. The words are important, yes, but what you're thinking about when you're tapping are way more important. So make sure you're either focusing on the sentences or you're imagining something positive, something that you do want. Like when I would tap in, I'm eating everything freely and my body just takes care of it, I would think about enjoying a pizza and just being very guilt free and just really enjoying it without overthinking, and that image helped. So you don't want to tap in the wrong thing because it can work against you. So make sure that you are focusing on the right thing mentally, the mental images are right. The second important rule is to be patient, because nothing will change overnight, right? Just like affirmations, or in fact just like any other of this inner work, nothing shifts overnight. So you have to be patient with it. You want to give it at least 1 week of consistent tapping 4 times a day, to really see the effect of it, to really see how much it has worked for you. And that is why I always recommend people to start small, to start with something that is very measurable and very small, so you can see the effect more quickly, because that helps build your trust with the technique, and then you can use it for bigger things because now you have trust and confidence in it, right? Because that also makes the technique much more powerful when you believe in it. The power of intention is extremely beautiful, and it cannot be ignored with no matter what you're working with. So this is about the temporal tap, and it is something that has personally helped me a lot. It has helped a lot of my one-on-one clients, and I know for a fact that it's going to help you too, provided you actually do it. So don't just watch this video. Pick one thing that you'd like to change and try it for the next 7 days. Come back to this video, tell me what happened. I would love to know your stories of change, of transformation. And do let me know in the comments as well if you would like to know more about such energy tools. And I'll make sure that I make videos on those as well. That's it for today, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching till the end. Go and do it.